Right guys, in 2025 ngayon since I saw here makeup, you know. Okay, now let me go clean. So enjoy the video. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cindy. If you're a new subscriber, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. So today's video is a beginner friendly makeup tutorial. I've been wanting to do this video for a long time. I probably got carried away, but yeah, a lot of these products you can find them anywhere. I didn't do my eyelashes, I didn't put them on, and I also didn't put on my wing liner. Hold on, hold on. Should I 2 seconds get it? I didn't put on my wing liner, so because it's a beginner friendly makeup tutorial, so I wanted to use as less products as I could, and I didn't want to do anything that's complicated. In the next videos I think I'll be doing the eyelashes, and then I'll be doing a wing liner. So for now we're just doing the basics. I just put mascara on my eyelashes, and I just did a pencil under my eyes. So yeah, that's just what I did. I hope you guys are going to enjoy this video. I hope it's very informative. I hope you get something from it. So yeah, see you when I see you. Enjoy the video. The most important thing is skincare. Your skin has to be good. You have to have done your skincare before you can do your makeup, or else your makeup is gonna look patchy, it's gonna look dry, it's not gonna stick on your skin. Okay? So because I've already done my skincare, I'm just gonna put this on my face just to give it some kind of hydration and glow. So to do with my eyebrows. I don't know if I should use soap or I should just do the normal eyebrow that I always do. And I kind of don't have my tweezers with me, but I love shaped eyebrows. I don't like doing my eyebrows shaped, you know, them and the natural straight, because they never look the way I want them to. So I always shape my eyebrows, I always trim, I always tweeze to make sure I shape them the way that I want them to look. And then I'm just gonna take a bit of, you know what, I'm just gonna shut up, talk too much. And dribble a voice over. And I just hope that I'm audible enough. Okay, like you saw, I removed all the oils from the eyebrows using the cotton pad, and I had to brush my eyebrows just to make sure they're in shape and okay. After that, I used the powder. That's a translucent powder. It's a loose powder. It's only compact. So I used it to like remove all the oils from my eyebrows before I could use the eyebrow pencil, so that they are banala and they are not oily, because my eyebrows tend to be very much oily, to remove the shine. They look good also. The step that I do before using the eyebrow pencil, and after that I draw them using an eyebrow pencil just to fill and use on the just to fill on just to fill it just to fill my eyebrows because I had already shaped them. Okay, that's just what I wanted to say. So I should have just continued speaking, I see, but not so. And I just wanted to finish this video. It's a long overdue video. I've been wanting to do it for a while for you guys. So while I'm still filling in my eyebrows, something important. You do it lightly. When you get here, you do it lightly. And then here you can press and make it a bit dark. Especially because I don't have a lot of eyebrows. I press here, and then here just, it's not too soft guys, soft pencil, soft. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah. And then because my eyebrows are already shaped from the trimming and the tweezing, it makes it easier for me to like go with my shape, you see. And then moving on to the next, you see that I don't start from here, I start from the middle here, and then this is where I create the line. Yeah. And then soft guys, don't make it too harsh. Soft. And then I'll be done with my eyebrows. I wasn't always perfect, honestly speaking. This is my first this is my first makeup look. Okay, this is my canvas. So whatever it's called. Where I put my makeup, where I mix my foundation, where I put my concealers. This makes sure that I don't put way too much concealer on my eyebrows than I want. So there was a point in my life where I ended up giving most of my makeup products because I felt like I wasn't getting good, even though I was trying. Like, so, but after a few years, a year later, I ended up buying those products again and then restarting again. So as you see here, I'm putting concealer underneath my eyebrows. Eyebrows are the first things that I do on my face after skincare, and it depends. Sometimes after skincare I can use primer, or I can prime after doing my eyebrows. So I do my eyebrows and then I prime. I think you'll just see throughout the whole video what I was doing. The reason why I start here is because sometimes I put way too much concealer on my brush than I had planned. So I start here just to make sure that it's not a lot, and then I can go back to. This was a year later after that look, and spoke, and I think that is when I sold. The day after I that is the time that I sold my makeup after this makeup look. And then you see here, I'm just trying to blend it to make it a bit more natural. Yeah. And then from there you can take the left concealer, put it on your eyebrow. We don't waste products because makeup is expensive. The reason why I'm using concealer on my eyelids is so that when I put on my eyeshadow or the color I'm putting on my eyelids, it pops out. The concealer acts as a primer. Since I don't have an eyeshadow primer, the next best thing is using concealer. I'm gonna take my sponge and then I'm gonna wet it a bit so it's damp. It doesn't need to be wet, it needs to be damp. It's small. And then I'm just going to, but because I still have powder here, I'm gonna take it and I'm going to put it on my eyelids. There's two, and then put on my eyelids. You see, it's not too much. I'll turn to the top part, guys. I didn't forget about it. And then I I'm going to take my foundation, guys. I recently put my foundation in this bottle because it broke. So I'm gonna take the foundation I'll be using for my face. This is the Rimmel foundation. I'll put a picture here of the little bottle here. So I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna put it at the back of my hand again. Just a small one. And because it's the shade I'll be using for my whole face, I don't want it to be, I'm gonna put on top of my eyebrows so that it doesn't become lighter than my eyelids. So I'm just going to, So you see now I'm taking the foundation I'll be using on my face, and I'm using it for the top of my eyebrows. You can choose what you want. If you prefer the top of your eyebrows being as light as under your eyebrows, then you can use your concealer. But if you prefer it to just be the same shade as your face or the same shade as your foundation, which is going to be your base, then you can use foundation. So I prefer using, I change. Sometimes I use the concealer, sometimes I use the foundation. When I want more of a natural look, that's when I use the foundation. This is the darkest powder I have. I usually contour with it. I also most of the time use it for my eyeshadow. I don't usually do a lot of colors or too many designs for my eyelids eyeshadow. So the easiest thing you can do is just put one color or two colors. It's not even gonna take that much of an experience. So I'm gonna take this. Just like I said, primer is the second most important step, and you can put it anytime you want or you're comfortable with, either before your eyeshadow and eyebrows or after. I usually do it after, but I think it's best you do it before so that it sits on your skin. Here I'm showing you different kind of primers. There's moisturizing primer, there's a hydrating primer, there's a pore primer, there's mattifying primer. You choose primer depending on your skin type. Do you have dry skin? You can use hydrating or moisturizing. You have oily skin, you can use mattifying. You have a lot of pores, you can use a poreless primer. And also you can put different primers on different parts of your eye. Moisturizing probably under your eyes and hydrating. And then the mattifying one you can put on maybe your forehead if your forehead is oilier than the other parts. And then the poreless one you can put on your cheeks if you have a lot of pores on that side. But it's also advised that you don't put a lot of primer under your eyes because it can end up making the concealer to not sit well and to peel. So after primer and then foundation. Also foundation is the same thing, same as primer. If you have oily skin, you can use mattifying foundation. If you have dry, you can use hydrating, and it also depends on the kind of coverage you want. You can buy full coverage if you want a full face bit. You can buy a buildable coverage or medium coverage. I like using serums because they don't have a lot of coverage. Just like I said, I do not like too much makeup. I prefer soft glams. So yeah, and you can also see that before I put my foundation on, I showed you the beauty blender and the brush. You can use those depending on which one you prefer. I prefer the brush because it gives me full coverage. Like I said, I don't usually buy a full coverage foundation, so I tend to use the brush so that it doesn't take a lot of the coverage, because blender tends to do that. If you don't want too much foundation on your face, you can use the beauty blender. You just have to make it damp first, and then that's it. You can also use it to like smoothen the areas that you've already put foundation on. And then now I'm using concealer. I usually use concealer to conceal under my eyes, on my forehead. Putting it on my forehead and under my cheeks, it's called highlighting. So I use it to highlight under my eyes, on my forehead, and under my cheeks, to add brightness from on the base foundation. So that's what I'm doing there. And I know we passed that other part, but I also wanted to say that when you blend your foundation, it's either you use a beauty blender or a brush, depending on what you prefer most. Beauty blender tends to absorb a lot of the products and it doesn't do full coverage, unlike using a brush. And a brush you have to pat and not swipe. Pat, not swipe, because if you swipe you can end up having streaks on your face. So yeah. But because I like coverage, I want so much coverage because I have dark under eyes. I prefer a brush, which gives me so much more coverage than a beauty blender does. So when you're blending, guys, you have to blend and blend and blend. Something. When you're putting on a blush, I think it's best you put blush first. There's blush. It's lip tint. Like I mentioned, I forgot to put the blush first. Usually you put the blush first before you can blend in your concealer. The reason why I leave concealer to sit for a while on my eyes, it's because it makes it a little more coverage, like drying on a bit, and it becomes more coverage than if you blend it when it's still a bit wet or you just applied it. So usually it's best you put your blush before you put your concealer, because if you tend to put too much, and because blush, when you put it, it tends to go up, so the concealer is gonna cover it in a way. So you see the brush, I am tapping. That's a tapping motion. I'm tapping and not dragging. I'm tapping. So that's what you do if you want a full coverage under eye concealer, because I want to cover the dark marks under my eyes. I will tap. After finishing my base routine and using all the cream products, I am going to now set my face with a hydrating mist, or what's it called, a setting mist. This helps bring more hydration to the face, and it also helps the products to melt in my skin before I can put the powder products on my skin. And after that, I'm going to fix the concealer again and make sure that it's set with no lines before I can put on the powder. This is me making sure that the surface is smooth using the beauty blender before I can use the powder. That's the powder. It's called a compact powder. I use a compact powder to set under my eyes for a smooth finish before I can use a loose or translucent powder. So I'm going to set using a sponge. Sponge is also done. It's a bit of powder puff, I think. Yes, it's called a powder puff. And then after using a powder puff, I'm going to use a translucent powder on the same areas that I used the compact powder. It's going to give what's it called, a filter finish. A filter finish. It's going to make the face smooth and then remove all the oils. After putting on the powder on those areas, I'm going to now I'm going to put on the contour under my cheeks now to give my face more shape and color. You can see it's getting dark. It's a bit dark, but yeah, I'm going to contour those areas, my forehead, under my cheeks, and under my chin. After contouring those areas, I now contour my nose, but I don't think I'm the best at contouring my nose. It's still a quality that I'm still learning, but I do try. This is me trying to contour my nose to give it the shape that I want and the definition that I want. I'm going to fix that face contour. Just watch and see. And also, it looks really great. But anyway, I'm gonna take that highlighter. If you like highlight, you can use it and put it at the corner of my eyes to give it a pop of shininess. Kalanyana, you see how good it looks? It always makes the eyes look so good. If you just don't want a plain eye, that's what you can do, because that's what I usually do. I'm not the best at doing eyeshadow, so that's what I usually do. And also, you can also highlight your nose if you want. and in your cheekbones on top, close to your eye. After that, I'm going to take, remember that I used a cream blush. Now I'm using a powder blush. So everything that you did on the first steps, you're going to repeat it. You're going to repeat it the second time, but second time using powders. So you saw that I used concealer to highlight. I'm going to now use a lighter powder to highlight under my eyes. You saw that I used blush. I'm going to use a powder blush. I didn't have a cream contour, but I used a powder contour. That still works great. Or you can choose to use one and the other. But always make sure that you don't forget to powder your face, and you don't forget to add powder blush, because those are the most important steps of makeup. Now after all those steps, I'm going to take eyeliner and line my eyes. That's a brown one. I mostly prefer a black one. I also align my lips, and then if I don't feel like doing a lot to my lips, I just put on a blush on my lips, and then that's the look. It always looks great. It never looks anything other than, because I'm not using or putting on eyelashes, I'm going to use mascara on my eyes. And like I mentioned, it was night. I needed to finish and go to bed. So that's my makeup look, guys. I hope you got something from it. So this is my final look, guys. I got carried away. I was gonna use less products, but I got carried away, and I'm so sorry. But I know that you can find all the products that I just used. It doesn't, all of them don't need to be high end. I literally used, what's it called? I literally used liner from my China. I know that you can find, what's it called, blush from my China too. I also use it for my lips, and the powder that I use for my eyeshadow, the dark one, I bought it Kumachiri. I also used it here. And then concealer is an expensive foundation. You can find the one that suits you. What else? Setting spray is expensive, but you have to find quality setting spray at Clicks. I think that the next video that I'm making is makeup look using affordable products, because makeup tends to be very expensive. Oh. Yeah, I put way too much, but it's okay. Because makeup tends to be expensive, I used the cheapest I have. It was 90 rand from literally South Africa. Mr. Price. I've had it for 3 weeks, maybe a month, but the makeup is expensive, so having to replace it when it's expired, it's not something that I'll do. Even the makeup can be slow. Let's see. Oh, it actually expired on February. I don't know why it has bubbles. I might have to throw it away because I've been using it for like 3 to 4 years, somewhere there. So yeah, let me just do my hair and then I'll be done with today's look.
Every second, every minute, man, I swear that she can get it. Say if you a bad bitch, put your hands up high, hands up high, hands up high. Tell them dim the lights down right now, put me in the mood. I'm talking about dark room perfume. Go.
Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This is the look in a different light and setting. I don't know if the what's it called, the lighting in the bathroom was, I don't know, it was good, But you can see it from a different light. You can see how it looks, and it looks so good.
Pour up plenty of champagne. Cold nights when you curse this name.